What's up, everybody? I'm here with Rebb, creative director over at Digital Extremes for Warframe, and also all-around weeb nerd game lover. When did you realize that you loved anime and gaming?
Out of the womb, my friend. It was like when my grandma used to babysit me, I would run down to her little computer and she taught me how to boot up MS-DOS to play floppy copies of Jazz Jackrabbit, and that was it. She would go to her workplace, they would teach her how to use floppy cards because they wanted her to learn how to use a computer because she was like a typist, and they wanted to onboard her to computer technology, and when she found out they were games, she wanted me and my brother to have a nice time at her house, so she taught herself how to use MS-DOS there for us, and then it just became.
Isn't that funny though, like how like people can get into games as adults, right? But like there's something about like that. Like for me, it was the Super Nintendo when we immigrated from Italy.
Oh.
My grandparents were like, "Welcome to America. I'm gonna ruin your entire life," and that was it.
It was one hit of those Mario pixels.
Super Mario World, and I was locked in. What do you mean? Yeah, but that and the Power Rangers game on the Super NES.
Oh yeah,
and I was done, and it's been honestly like the best memories of my life. Like my best childhood two birthdays was getting a PlayStation from my parents, classic, and then getting Final Fantasy IX at another Christmas.
This is Zidane's and Garnet. Is this Zidane and Garnet? Okay, yes, okay. VV, yes, okay.
VV. What was the first like system other than the MS-DOS and Microsoft stuff? Like, what was the first system?
It's a story that we are all too familiar with when you have the divorced parents and they each try and like get a segment of what your interests are. So my mom was the N64 house and my dad was the PlayStation 1 house, which I have both of them behind me in my little memory closet here, and it's got my PS1 in there. It's got everything.
The OGs.
The OG, like from my dad's house. My dad gave it to me. So I have the PS1, and yeah, the N64 is actually in the basement. But yeah.
I just picked up an analog 3D. Have you heard about these systems?
Oh yeah, this is the run. It runs anything, right? Like it's like.
So it's specifically Nintendo 64.
Right, with ROM hacks, I'm guessing.
It'll run a summer cart.
Oh, okay.
But look at Frank's copy of Ocarina of Time.
Frank, where were you, buddy? Frank, wait, what's going on with the color change in the K there? Is it just like the marker lost?
Oh my God, yes, they changed marker.
They changed marker. He's like, no, this isn't France, it's Frank.
I have a Yoshi story here with bite marks.
Like human or dog?
Look at this paper Mario.
Oh my God!
How else are you gonna know if it's authentic? So
I know it needed to have a 30-year history of.
For real though, look at this though. It's.
Oh, okay. So like those actually kind of look human.
Yeah, I know. It's
yeah.
But it wasn't too bad. But I never owned. Is that lenticular 3D, or am I just blind? Yeah, it does the tilty. This is one of the OGs of Majora's Mask.
Holy shit, I didn't even know they had that.
I never had an N64 because yeah. So I was like, I'm in my Zelda year, 2026. Twilight Princess just finished it. Minish Cap, so good. Now I can wear these hats and not feel like a poser.
You're dialed in.
And then you just naturally found your way to the games industry.
As naturally as you can.
Yeah,
yes. Yeah, but it was, it was always the forefront. I mean, like, there's people that are sports fans, people that are, actually, I don't know what else, movies, I guess. People like movies.
Stamp collectors, yeah.
Stamps. People like stuff, and I put my education through the lens of video games, so my studies weren't video games specifically, but like you could elect to write about the like labor disputes in the games industry as opposed to just like general like things like that. And then I always just I elected to choose video game topics. That was enough to get luck. You got to be ready to be lucky.
Yeah. Luck plus preparation equals opportunity.
Exactly, because my TA, it was a class of like 600 students. There's 30 TAs. Luck is me getting slotted with the one TA that cared about video games. So whenever I would turn in my papers, he was like, "Can I use your research in my PhD?" And I was, or master's at the time, and I was like, "Yeah, sure, that's fine." And then I, being nosy, was like, "Why?" And he's like, "Oh, I work at a video game company in town." And I was like, "Oh. Are you hiring?" And sure enough, they weren't, but I was willing. I was willing to do unpaid internship stuff, and it was digital extremes, and I never left. So my TA worked at DE, so that's how
crazy.
Yeah.
That kind of also, it's interesting to me that like that kind of loyalty, that the sort of, I guess brand loyalty that you've had with DE for so long is sort of, I mean, and Megan to a different degree too, is such an interesting, because you really don't get that very often in our modern time. But it obviously, I mean, they obviously treat you well, but on top of that, clearly there's an environment there that you really love. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is very, very, very fortunate to be and never have left. You know, it's my only industry job. I joined in 2011, and now here we are 15 plus years later.
Yeah. And you've been good to me, so I appreciate that. You know,
well,
you
we
guys
love lovers. We love haters too. Like, don't get me wrong. I love a good hate day, but like, we love to love too.
Digital Extremes was the first company in the 4 years that I've been doing this that really took like a genuine interest in the music stuff. Yeah.
Well, we might be talking about music today, so you might find that interest in music stuff goes deep. Would you?
Are you trying to segue me on my own channel?
Get segued. And I'll do it again.
Segue. All right. Why don't you start then?
No.
Clearly.
No. I'm so used to segueing. I can't help it. It's like a
no. This is you're off hours now. This is my show now. Are you okay?
Well, I'm nervous now. I'm not on the clock. I don't know what to do. I only know how to be employed.
Do you feel like anime was this? Let me just pivot us from that.
I'm going to be very unemployed soon.
It's fine. Do you feel like anime was the same way?
Oh yeah.
Same sort of like path.
You're a newbie to anime.
Extremely new.
Extremely
as of
new.
a year. Yeah, as of a year.
So I'm not athletic. Surprise. You would. So
that's not funny. I don't know.
I was not interested in sports. Surprise. But my brother was. My dad was my brother's basketball coach, and when we would spend the weekends at my dad's, it would interrupt my Saturday Digimon cartoons, which is like.
Wait, you grew up watching Digimon?
Yes, I was like.
Me too.
Obsessed.
Wait, season 1, right? Season 1?
My first, obsessed with Digimon as a kid.
Yeah.
Obsessed. And I would watch it every Saturday, and my brother had basketball when it was on, and I used to, I was, 6 years old.
Yeah.
Screaming at my dad, why do you always have to take my brother to sports? I'm missing my anime. And then he taught me how to record it, so there was no more trouble.
That's fine. Funny story. I was so obsessed with Digimon. At the time, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I'm slightly older than you because I was definitely at least 14. My mom filmed me, and she was like, okay, pretend to fall down a waterfall. And I was like, why are you making fun of me? She goes, you're never going to get a job like that. And I'd be like, she literally recorded me going, because in the first scene, episode 1 of Digimon Adventure, which I just rewatched last year because of Digimon Time Stranger, which if you haven't played it, you absolutely must.
I will play it one day.
Oh my, it's like not only is it a great JRPG, but it's also like such a good Digimon game. Oh my god. So that was the entry point.
Well, why did you go fall down a waterfall?
Because that's what you do when you're doing
sorry,
voiceover.
She filmed you doing this because you wanted to be into the digital Digiverse, of course.
I wanted to do voiceover stuff.
Oh, I see. Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, so that dream has somewhat shifted, but
you're still in the same dream space. I like it.
It's not bad. But so today we're talking about music. That was a very long intro. 15 minutes actually wasn't that bad. Gamer, what have you brought me?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a half things that I would like to talk about.
Okay.
And then 4 Warframe things. If we get to the Warframe topic, which we can or can't, it's your show. I know that. What have you brought me?
I've brought you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We won't necessarily listen to all of it. Why don't we start with you?
So this is because on Friday last week, I had a meeting with someone on our team to describe this song to them because I was referencing it for something, and I just started sobbing in my office because I had played this game the week it came out, and I happened to I was staying at my mom's at the time, and she knows video games and loves them and knows everything, and she was in the other room. I don't know what she was doing, but she kind of picked up that this game was about a daughter saying goodbye to her mother, and I think my grandma had just died the prior year or two, and this song came on at the end with like the cutscene, and my mom just started sobbing, and then I started crying. So then, like, this song to me is like the perfect expression of game music with mechanics, with art. Like, all of it worked so, like, it was so synchronized and so beautifully directed. So I needed it for work the other day, so I put it on my office, and I wasn't even listening to it. It was my colleague had headphones on and was watching, and I was explaining something in the cutscene, like a detail, and I just started sobbing at my desk, and I was like, and now I actually just wanted to test if I can get through the song without crying, and I don't think I'm going to be able to.
We put this in a try not to cry challenge.
Yeah.
I mean, let me ask you a question. So working in game dev, and you know, obviously with your own history with games and your love for the medium and stuff, like, do you find that, so with a piece like this, obviously did you know that there's a German word for like when all the arts combined called Gesamtkunstwerk? It's a German, it's a Wagnerian term, but it's about like, you know what that means?
I've never heard that. No, I don't think so.
This is a combination of opera, ballet, orchestra, narrative, all that stuff kind of unifying obviously under the Wagnerian mantle. So his works, of course, you know, the Ring Cycle and all that other stuff. And like his idea was, let's remove the artifice of the like presentational aspects of opera, and let's really showcase a work of art and like a story. Do you feel like with this particular, because I love this game, is so beautiful. I played it like twice, and I love the soundtrack too. And do you think that is it because of the sense memory of the experience and having that connection with your mother? Is it because the music is so good? She
wouldn't have cared without the music. So she's like a music first person. So like fundamentally for that memory capture moment, yes. But like I think in isolation, it hits the same. Like, it doesn't, for me as a craftsperson of video games, it's the combination of everything, and the experience, design, the art direction, the animation choices, the color palette choices, and then the music is just, it is the, you know, if you and I have a circulatory system, nervous system, skeletal system, they all need each other, and this is that. This is, and I just love it, and in this regard, I'm going to try not to cry challenge V1. Germans will be studying the Gesmentitude or whatever it was.
Gesamtkunstwerk.
Oh, I can see the Werk in there from Germans, of course.
Oh, already? Okay. That's fine. No worries. Yeah, I forgot it did the organ thing at the end.
Yep. And then the ending is so ambiguous because it's not an ending.
It doesn't have a resolution.
No, because she has to move on, and it's a lot.
You know what's interesting is that it actually feels like bated breath. Like it's like your breath gets choked in your throat and you can't release.
Yeah, exactly. There's no release. There's none, and it's so beautiful. And I didn't make it through it without crying, but we made it through it with emotional connection. So I'm happy either way.
You know, my dad died 4 years ago, and what's interesting, my dad was my best friend, and this whole like journey that I've sort of gone on since his passing is largely due to his passing, like this YouTube channel. And it was interesting because when I was hearing the two voices, it actually, you know what it kind of made me think of? It made me think of my own personal journey with like becoming a father to myself and what it means to like get older and have to like, you know, like I had to start medicine for my brain because I had undiagnosed OCD and I was like white knuckling it through my whole life and like all this other stuff. And that piece, like the way that it dances, first it's her and it dances with some of the lower string instrumentation and then it flips and then we have the second voice. And that to me was like the younger and the older self kind of coming together. And then there's the unison of like the like looking back and being like, we'll be okay as you continue to go with that organ stuff. Oh yeah, it's very...
I don't know how they do that in the runtime of 2.5 minutes because it is such a journey. It tells a story, like the voices alone, the voice giving up, and then the subtle response, like the call and response, and then the elation when the harmonies start to like realize that there's two voices. It's a killer. That is like a lethal song to my emotional stability. The craftsmanship, the backing, like even like the percussion, you know, it's there, but it's not overwhelming. It's like, it's like, oh, we need percussion, but we're not gonna do anything other than keep it as a heartbeat. So it's painful.
Well, it's amazing how when I try to explain to people, like, I mean, I wouldn't call myself a theorist. I also don't because I'm not. I don't enjoy theory. But I actually failed my first year of theory. Use it against me. I don't care. But not you.
I'm not a theory cop. Do what you gotta do.
I've always been interested in the intersection between like melody, rhythm, tempo, these building blocks of music and how they sort of coalesce to create the thing. You know, because you're right. The rhythm has that heartbeat and that momentum, and then the melody though is still king, and then they fuse together when the organ comes in, and then they, you know, and you're right though, with Gris too, it's amazing because it feels like it's going to be pretty beautiful and sort of, you know, kind of whatever it is, and then the crow comes in or the raven, and then all the color palette shifts, and she like loses her voice, and she, like the whole thing is just like so
masterpiece.
Yeah.
What do you have? Are you choosing selective curation?
I am. Okay. Let's just get this out of the way. I'm a bit of an Ace Combat simp,
I believe I saw your reaction at the Game Awards to the Ace Combat. Was it 8 or 9?
Eight.
Yeah, you were like, oh my god. I did see that. I know what I'm dealing with here when it comes to Ace Combat.
Okay. You love anime.
Yes.
Ace Combat is anime. Let me explain. Ace Combat, you are playing Jesus. You are the best pilot every iteration of Ace Combat. There's an anti-war message, of course, and yes, there is planes and shooting and pew pew pew. But have you heard any music from an Ace Combat?
Only what was at the Game Award trailer to accompany the piece, the review.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of
that's a hint of like what's in there, and it's interesting because there's like prog rock, there's literally like liturgical chant, and so in Ace Combat 4, 5. And 0, there are these, mostly 4 and 5, and then 7, there's these crazy choral numbers. And they are literally like things that you would hear in a mass. Like,
okay.
In Ace Combat 4, there's literally like at the very end, and it's always like Ace Combat 5, I literally cried because it's like you're shooting down a missile that's slowly falling to the earth. The satellite is crashing into the planet, and you have to shoot out all the different inner workings of it, and you have to like stabilize your plane, and you've just done a tunnel run, which is like you in literally a tunnel trying to navigate through. And it's like the story is absurd. It makes no sense. But like, of course, so in Ace Combat 0, which I brought for you today, this was the first track I ever heard 4 years ago, and I was thinking to myself, this is going to be a bunch of like malarkey. It's going to be fine. It's going to be like electronic music. It'll be cool. Wait until you hear this. So
to confirm, were you raised Italian Catholic? So the mass thing is like a deep cut.
No.
Okay, because like I had to spend so much time in mass with mass music. So like,
I was actually raised agnostic.
Okay.
Yeah, which is kind of different than the typical, but because of my background in doing so much liturgical oratorio singing, there's a deep-seated, like my last church gig was in like one of the largest churches in DC, and I actually sang the Spanish Mass, but it was like that typical Catholic sound. Okay. So Bach, all these guys,
of course.
I once had to learn a Bach oratorio called Judas Maccabeus, and I had to play Judas Maccabeus. I had to learn it in 4 days because the tenor got sick, and they were like, "Can you do it?" It was like $800. I was like,
sign me up. I could betray Jesus I can betray any son of God. You just give me $800. There's no. I will be your Judas.
The bar.
Incredible.
But so in Zero, just to give you a little bit of context, at this point in the game, it's the very final mission. You are jousting with a former comrade, companion, who decides that it's better that all the world just blow up so that they can soft reset the planet.
Been there, homie. Been there. Let's just start over.
He's so pissed.
Yeah.
And so he straps a missile to his back with a laser beam. And meanwhile, there's a nuke that's ready to explode. So you can imagine, like, huge, crazy stakes, but listen to the music that plays.
I'm so excited. I am so excited.
I've included the dialogue as well, since that's obviously a cornerstone of what, a part of what you do, to give you a little bit of the full package without... I will say, let's do you feel... Now, this may run contrary to some of your thoughts, but I want to hear what you think. I feel that with music, now obviously the whole, we mix it all together in the mixing bowl, we make a beautiful pie, right? Beautiful cake. However, do you ever feel that the music, well, obviously we need a game and gameplay to have a game, but I sometimes feel that there's too many distractions when it comes to the music itself. Like sometimes we rarely listen to music for its own sake, and I'm curious what you think, because obviously it has to be a part of that whole thing, but what are your thoughts on that?
Music is very important to our script process. So whenever we're writing a quest script, which is often, we write a lot of scripts and they take a long time to do, there is very often punctuation within the script itself for like what the music could or should do to the scene. And then sometimes we have a really, really specific idea. So for instance, like the 1999 script, when we debuted the 1999 update, at TennoCon, it was like a very specific written narrative intention for the music. It had to be a boy band. It had to be clear what the pop was, and like that music needed to, it was also diegetic, like it was in the scene, like Arthur turns off the TV, like so it had very specific music direction. And then sometimes, so for like a cinematic moment, all we'll say is what the characters are doing, and then our music team, our sound team can kind of figure out like what the scoring is going to be. So 1999 was very specific and very much so sometimes when we're doing a really major update, one piece will come first, right? Like maybe there's a piece of concept art that we're absolutely married to, and that'll be the first thing we post as like a project kickoff. Like, everyone look at this mood painting. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we get really lucky where our mood painting is actually a song. And then so with 1999, we had a mood song before we had like other things, so we used music. So I think actually like what I wrote in I'll dig it up, I'm not sure if I can dig it up, but the first thing we posted to kick off was, if you are working on anything for 1999, be it an asset, be it a character, this song should be playing in your head so you know the tone, because we wanted grunge and we wanted like really dirty, like this is a 90s that has fallen. And so we had, instead of a mood painting, we had a mood song, and it was the instrumental version of what turned out to be Numb, which was one of the songs. So so our process varies. Again, sometimes the script calls for something specific, sometimes we have mood music that establishes the rest of the team's like the creative landscape they need to be in for it to align. And then for the old piece, it was like, let's do it on orchestra. Like whatever we're doing, imagine there's orchestra music in the background. So as we were writing the script and stuff, we knew there would be an orchestral element. So we were writing it with sort of that in mind, like, there could be like a swell of brass here, or like a double hit of strings here. Even if we didn't know what the song was, we knew players would be playing it to an orchestra, like full orchestra. So we went for it, and which is to say, we love our music. I guess.
Yeah, no, well, clearly. I mean, God, the old piece when Uriel went, oh my God. I'm sure you saw my reaction. You were there when I screamed, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Sure was. Yep, the Latin. That's your Latin choral liturgic, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. Is he actually conducting in that? There's like a lot of...
So, I know his tail is animating like coming to life like crazy, but I want to say it might be a happy accident because the animation team sent the play blast to the sound team who then did the music. So, like, they likely timed elements of it to the tail movement, but it wasn't like the script didn't call. Yeah, the script didn't call for conduct with tail. That was just people understanding the assignment, so to speak. I know that's a very new kid on the block thing to say, like, oh, I understood the assignment, but they just didn't.
No, it's true.
They literally just
the instinct. Yeah, no, 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
But that's so cool. What an anime moment.
I know.
So let's pivot over to look at my segue. Let's pivot over to Zero, and I've kept the lyrics, the dialogue, just for your own sake. So because I think
I'm locked in.
Interesting. Yeah,
I'm locked in.
Let's do it. So Pixie is the bad guy.
The acoustic guitar is a surprise.
Flamenco, I know. I know. But yeah, it always catches people off guard.
So
What do you think?
they had castanets, a classical guitar, and a dream. That was like,
Full-on flamenco.
like what?
And these two are literally like, you are literally like jousting like Knights of the Round Table.
That is incredible, and I think you did it. I'm now an Ace Combat girl. I'm going to be logging that. I'm going to get hours in. If I don't play that experience, I feel like I have failed the craft of game development. That's incredible.
Yeah. And actually, Ace Combat 7 is the only... Unfortunately, we're hoping that Ace Combat 8 will come with Ace Combat 0. So it's interesting. So 4, 5, and 0 are called the Holy Trinity because they were the 3 games that are out on the PlayStation 2, excuse me. And 5 is actually a sequel to 0. So 5 comes out before, but it takes place 15 years after this one.
It's giving the Metal Gear timeline, where Metal Gear 3 actually
yes,
comes. Yeah.
But Ace Combat is Metal Gear.
Of course, I can tell immediately by everything that just happened was the most Metal Gear coded exposition mixed with music choice, mixed with, that's incredible.
Yeah, if at the very least you should watch. I mean, I don't know that it would make the best watching experience, but it's very polished. It's very good.
Well, I think once we learn more about the next entry into the system, if people would recommend starting there, because sometimes it's nice to start with the tip of the craftsmanship, like it's latest gen and it's the same team after 15 long years. They're back.
7 is really good too, by the way, and that's on Steam. 7 is really fun. It's like 15 hours.
Okay.
And there's a freaking space elevator. You know, you fly through it. There's an arsenal bird, which is a giant 8 propeller. What's 4 propeller? Anyway, I love Ace Combat.
I think I know why, and it doesn't even.
And you haven't even seen it in action.
I know.
Let me tell you one more thing. The tunnel run is. So I have not experienced anything like I felt when I was performing after my performing year, like life was over. But there was a tunnel run in Ace Combat 5 because I was playing on OG hardware. You have to do a whole mission, then you have to go into this tunnel and emerge out the other side. And you have to there's at one point during the tunnel run where you literally you do a flyby with your co-pilot. And so as you're going through, the co-pilot goes, and then you just kind of sign off to each other. And then you have to continue on into the tunnel run while there's a plane behind you. And then you emerge, the thing explodes. And it took me 3 hours and my palms were sweaty, weak, arms are sweaty and nervous. But I had a pit in my stomach, and I haven't felt that pre-show kind of jitter since I did opera. The adrenaline of
good.
Amazing.
Good. I went that's good. I'm glad you felt things. That is good. This is good. It is a feeling entertainment form. The more you feel, the more you learn to love and stuff. So.
That's right. That's right. Okay, well, that was enough of my spiel on Ace Combat. I had to get it out of the way first. What's next?
Okay, well, we're going places we might not expect now. The tiers. Now that we've had tiers.
So you brought Banjo-Kazooie.
I brought Bubblegloop Swamp, which is an entry, as we know, in the N64 era of soundtracks, is way ahead of its time because, it was obviously 3D graphics and everything, but the music capabilities of the N64, way ahead of its time. Musically, we were done with chip tunes. We were done with 16-bit processing. We had WAV files built into the cartridges, and the legend of all Rare era or anything. Our boy Kirkhope. He was everything. He was the N64 watch music for Bond and everything. But I like Bubblegloop Swamp because it's just silly. It's fun. It's a good time.
Did you know I just realized that Banjo-Kazooie is because Banjo plays a banjo and Kazooie plays a kazoo?
Yes.
Did not know that until the other day.
It's the best. And then a couple of people at work at DE, we have voice notes, and we'll always just do Banjo-Kazooie characters. This game has a very important place in our heart. Like the way they all one of our Spanish CSRs does a perfect Kazooie. So, I picked this one because I think the N64 era music is really defined a lot by like Koji Kondo and everything, like all the Japanese imports. But I think it's important to also do like a little bit of like, well, what was the West doing with music at the time on the N64 hardware specifically? And obviously Grant Kirkhope is a legend. So
he is a legend. I've never heard this actually. So
it's stupid. Like it's stupid in all the right ways. Like,
yeah.
So it's short too because it's just loops. So 1 hour looped. Oh dear.
Perfect.
That's what we wanted. Okay, let's see what happens here. Okay, here we go.
Is that it?
This is it. You don't need to endure it. There's no emotional arc. It's just it's just Bubblegloop, but it's like it's the craft of video game music when like the direction is so clear where you need to feel like you're in a swamp, so you have like the tuba boom boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also love that there was like sort of a very casual duet with a frog.
Yeah,
And
of course. Whimsy. This is like the whimsy. The whimsy.
we've kind of lost that. Maybe in the indie scene less so. I think in the indie scene it still has that, but I definitely feel like in the larger scope of the games world, it feels like we've kind of stepped away from
Absolutely. Like every game, then this is not a criticism, this is just how it is. Like game music now is like it needs to make you cry or it's not good or it needs to be like epic like these things. When was the last time a whimsical song broke through to become sort of like the song of the year for like game OSTs? Like the Astrobot stuff was Astrobot was pretty whimsical. I know we're going to be forgetting a lot, but this is like instant recall, so I can't like this isn't a long think, but whimsical music I love, and I think no generation did whimsical music better than anything from the Banjo-Kazooie.
Well, 1,000,000%. But I mean, also, like you're mentioning N64, and it's like, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention like Kirby, not that all Kirby's whimsical, but like, there's a certain, you're absolutely right. Conker's Bad Fur Day, the Great Mighty Pooh. When have you gotten the Great Mighty Pooh ever since? Like really, not really ever.
No, but Kirby music is like shockingly dark too.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
It is like it is shocking. Like obviously there's like greens and
gourmet race,
of course. But like then there's some like in some of it's like shockingly like post-industrial world ending.
Yeah, I heard one today where it was all microtones, and I was like, what the fuck? This is crazy. But it's true though, and in that like there's even moments where you feel like it's kind of like almost like a character piece of Banjo too, because like it's a little like kind of like out to lunch a little bit, a little, and all of a sudden he turns around and there's a crocodile right there chasing him, and that's where you hear that like kind of, I better go, like.
Yep, I love me some Banjo-Kazooie music. I didn't know which one to pick from the game. I just went for this one because it had the most like, you're in a swamp the second you hear that. So you can picture like the composer being like, okay, you need music that's like, I'm in a swamp, there might be frogs, there's definitely bubbles of swamp gas, and go nuts.
I kind of am jealous that you were able to experience both. I mean, obviously the circumstances are not fun, but the fact that you're able to have the best of both worlds of the N64 and the PlayStation. Because, I mean, the PlayStation, and don't get me started on this, we probably shouldn't, but the PlayStation, I have been a diehard PlayStation person since I was, 11. It's shifted so much, and like all these wonderful IPs that were so weird, Ape Escape,
Yep.
like what's his name? Raccoon,
Sly
Cooper.
Yeah.
That's just even two examples. But like Tomba, Bushido Blade, just like these random You know what I mean?
Anything went. Like, it was a very different time. I mean, woe upon the person who counts the releases of unique IPs per generation just to watch it get eroded away generation out. Like, you start with like every possible IP launch under the sun. Obviously, it's the hot new thing, debut, and then you just watch the catalogs get smaller and smaller with every console generation, and you're just like, yeah.
Well, and that's kind of an interesting. Again, I don't want to spend too much time talking about Warframe, just because this is you off the record too. But like, you know,
we can do whatever. I'm here for fun. Warframe's fun.
We do love Warframe. Actually, they sent me a wonderful Soulframe blanket. It's actually a carpet. I didn't know this. It's a carpet, but I use it on my couch as a blanket.
Do you want the truth? Because it's actually a blanket. It's not a carpet.
So someone lied to me.
Who the hell said it was a carpet?
Someone said I love the Soulframe carpet. I don't know who. Someone in that Discord.
It's a blanket.
It's a blanket. I was like,
It's not a carpet. It's a blanket. You were right. They were wrong.
So, sucks to suck. You know, but certainly it's interesting the different kinds of challenges that like a live service or a game that continues versus a game that releases. And, you know, the challenges are super interesting to me because it's not only do you have to keep engagement. I mean, like you guys must seriously look at every possible metric and it must be like an obsession to try to think about, you know, and obviously you have a team, but you're also like one person, and obviously you have a wonderful brain, but
thanks.
it must be super complicated to try to be like, okay, well, like, how do we keep pushing the needle? How do we keep shifting? How do we keep growing? How do we keep changing? How do we iterate? How do we, you know what I mean? Like,
It's crazy. You get a sense of like, oh, well, we can just hotfix that, which of course was impossible in the era that we've been talking about thus far.
Yeah.
Like, you can't hotfix an N64 cartridge. Good luck. So that
what you got.
Yeah, what you get is what you get. What you shipped was what you shipped, and God have mercy if it sucked, because there was no fixing that. But now it's very much a plot. Like, we plot out our objectives for the game, and the stats are cool, and I am, of course, addicted to them, and I love to look around and just see, but they don't influence creativity, if that makes sense. They just inform how much time we have left. I look at it very much like, it's like the half-life of the Warframe isotope or something. Warframe as a chemical radioactive entity that is very much alive and very much producing radiation energy has a half-life decay that I like to imagine is like, if we have a good 6 months, we've increased the half-life of our molecule by like another year. So it gets dangerous because the worse and the more unstable you are, like the faster you'll decay. So you need a certain sense of like stability and like chemical, like anti-entropy feeling with the entity that we are. And all the stats inform that. So if it's like, oh fuck, we had a horrible revenue with this update, no one paid. It's like, oh, increase the decay, and like you start to get like really scattered, and you know that your next decision will impact the livelihood of the entire team if you're not careful. So you try and keep a certain amount of checks and balances in place so you're not scrambling to be distracted almost, because the process that we subscribe to as a studio is we make what we want to play. Like, that is fundamental to our practices. Like, this sounds cool, this would be really fun, and we've never done anything like this before, so let's go, let's see what it's like. And we're only allowed that luxury for as long as our core stability is there. And that is great, because we can have moments in time where, you know, Eric from the sound team will come into my office and be like, I think we should try this for this next thing we're doing, and I think we've never done anything like it before, so can you picture this and this? And then like we'll read the script out loud, and we're like, yeah, you're right, this moment would be much better with blank as opposed to with jazz or something. Like, however, yes, you are only granted your next update. So if things go horribly wrong, you are not granted the luck to make another song, right? Like, any song, like, and that's so poetic and sad. Like, any song of a given Warframe update could be our last song.
Do you really feel like, because that was a thing with opera performances where it was like, you're only as good as your last performance?
You're only as good as your last update. That's a
thing?
Oh, 100% it's a thing, and it's the worst thing.
Oh, it feels horrible.
Yeah, yeah, you're only as good as your last performance. Yeah, yeah.
Like you it's so interesting. And even with YouTube, sometimes I will feel like I'm in a state of a free fall.
Yeah.
Or I'm like, oh, look, everything went gray, nothing's green. Uh-oh, my video, this one blew up and this one is tanking. And where's the middle? And you try to you can't min-max creativity, which is really difficult. But you also have to try to find ways to establish equilibrium. And that's so difficult. Wow, that's interesting. That's cool. Yeah. I mean, not cool, but
it
also
is.
Cool.
That's reality. Like that reality. Yeah. Like farmers live in the reality of they have to water when it's not raining, or if it rains too much, their crops are screwed. And we're in the reality. Like every profession has their reality, and that is ours.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting how there really is no security in general for basically anything. That's why my mom was like, don't you want a stable job with a 401k? And I'm like,
that doesn't exist.
It's as right. A and B, I could be made redundant at any job. I might as well do this crazy one where I talk about music every day. You know what I mean? At least I'm happy. I'm the happiest I've ever been. This is a good place to be.
That's the best.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is. It is a bizarre life that we have found ourselves in, where I always am grateful every day I wake up with a job. So, or with purpose, meaning, and creative fulfillment. It's not just about the struggle to find employment or such. It's about the ability to do something with people that are sharing their talents with you, I suppose, because that's all we can do is work together, and everyone's really, 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 really good at one thing, and they bring it. So
1,000,000%. You've definitely played NieR Automata.
Yes, I have. I have that on my list.
Oh, I have that on my list. Wait, what did you bring?
I brought a NieR song with
Me too.
With an anecdote with it. You go.
I brought a NieR song
with an anecdote with it.
I mean, everything I bring has an anecdote. The entire life is an anecdote at this point. I brought Copied City.
Banger.
I was going to bring City Ruins, but it's 6 minutes, and it's either that, it's amusement park, it's a beautiful song.
I'm a wretched weaponry girl. And my story is very peculiar. So
Possessed by Disease is another. So here's the thing: NieR Automata, 10 out of 10. You put that soundtrack on, I will listen to the whole thing from top to bottom.
Top to bottom, every time.
Top to bottom.
Every single time. Significant city. I know the track order. Keiichi Okabe has been in my top 5 Spotify Wrapped for 6 years running now. It's just I can't escape it. I can't escape it.
That's so funny. The last 3 years has been a cover band of Ace Combat music for me.
Of course it has. Of course it has. So,
but NieR Piano, NieR Lo-Fi, all of it.
Sold. I have all of them on hard copy. I have CDs of all these things. I've seen the NieR Orchestra perform twice.
I saw it once. Yeah, well, I'm friends with Emmy Evans, so.
Fuck. She's so cool.
She really is so cool. She's so nice.
She's so
she's
cool.
I sent her a message and I was like, I'm trying to reach out more. I hope you're well. And she sends me a paragraph of all these wonderful things that she just did.
Damn it.
Yeah. I mean, when I met Keiichi, so story time, I'll give you my anecdote.
Okay.
My channel, the first video, well, other than how does Final Fantasy XIV run on an M1 Mac, which I did when I was in a different time in my life. The first official video of this channel was, I know that video blew up. It was so weird.
People are desperate for games, so
I know they were like, "Oh God, does it run well?" It was Kaine Salvation. That was what started my channel.
Incredible.
And then after that, I did 2 other videos, and I was like, "This is kind of hard. I want people to watch this. If they're not going to watch, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot."
And then we went to go get my dog because she was 5 hours away, and I'm like, "Who is sending me notifications on YouTube?" And I was like, I must have left some stupid ass comment somewhere, and people were just whatever. Nope, it was Kaine Salvation. I started this channel with 23 subscribers from 0, and it was all thanks to Keiichi Okabe. Well, of course, my wonderful passion.
Yes, you are the reason. Do not get it twisted that you are. You are not just a passenger in the success of your life. You are a driver.
That's fair, but that's true. Thank you. But I remember when I got to go backstage when I because I was saying hi to Emmy and that was my first time meeting her in person, and then she introduces me I see Okabe-san. And I don't get starstruck because I met so many like celebrities of opera singer celebrities. So for me, it was always like, oh, okay, hello. You're probably an asshole. You know, not him. He's a saint.
Of course.
Keiichiro Kabe. But like, you know, but I was, he stood up. He was like eating a pizza or whatever. I was like, oh God, I'm so sorry. I know.
The sweetest soul. Like,
he's so just bright and like he has like a beautiful smile. And I hope he's not watching this, but I hope he is too.
We love your smile. I hope
we
you are
love your smile.
I love you, and I have a photo with you, and it is my pride and joy.
But it was just like, thank you so much for changing my life and for like making this music to then have that, you know, and like Emmy's like mother sent her the video of me talking about a beautiful song, and they were like, oh my God, an opera singer loves your singing. And I was like, I'm just, what?
Yes, that's right. You should be like, yes, exactly. An opera singer loved you, so let's all hang out forever. Yeah, like own it.
Yeah, I know. I know. But so I brought Copied City because not for any particular reason. It's just a vibe.
It is a vibe. It is such a vibe.
I had City Ruins, not to get into the PlayStation debate. I'm very angry with PlayStation lately, but it's gone way too corporate. That's my personal. It's so corporate. And even in the PlayStation 4, at least we used to have wallpapers with music from games we liked.
I remember making Warframe wallpapers with music.
Oh, I bet.
For the PlayStation 4. We would do Warframe, like the first, like when we were a PS4 launch title, we like got to make Warframe multimedia content so people could download them and have like a Warframe themed PS4 with music and sound effects and stuff. It was crazy.
For 3 years, I thought that I just was not understanding the lyrics of City Ruins. I was like, I don't know what this English is, but I can't understand.
What is it? It's Yoko Taro's made-up language.
Chaos language. Yeah. So I didn't bring that, but I did bring Copied City because it's kind of a banger. I feel like we're not really listening to music and mostly just talking, but I'm okay with it. Are you okay with it?
Of course, I'll do anything. I love it.
Are you okay with it? They're okay with it. Wait, pause. I just realized something. You know that part with the percussion right there?
Yeah.
I think that's the robots.
Oh, like the automatons?
Yeah, the automatons.
It's very likely it's like an actual sound design choice, but it kind of occurred to me that as we're listening, it's very rare that you get a full like environmental sound treatment in that octave of the piano.
Yeah.
Like usually like you're living in middle C 1 or 2 octaves up, but like for the full thing to be carried by basically like the first octave. Yeah. You never really get that for the whole song.
I feel like the singing is actually the androids, like reflecting on the past or something.
Well, it is. The Copied City is made by the automatons, right? Because they're trying to create it's like Adam and Eve that made the city in the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I recall.
So
yeah.
If let's say if we don't know if it's true, but if they did copy it and they tried to copy like a soundscape with it, it stands to reason that this is their interpretation of music.
Yeah, that's true. I'll keep playing. I had this moment where I was like, that sounds like automatons, like the movement. They're
like little oily gears as they're hopping around.
Yeah. I forgot that they were called automatons. I need to finish. You know what? I gotta tell you a dirty secret. I never finished the final 2 endings.
A, B, C, D, E?
I only did A, B, C-ish.
I did all of them with Megan, and we sat in horror as we deleted my save file to help. I know. It was...
I know.
We did it, not horror. We were really into it.
Yeah.
What instrument is the other string there?
Oh, yeah, I hear it. I don't know. You know, it kind of sounds like an electric harp almost.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's like babble beep babble beep babble. I don't know.
It has like a harpsichord, but not. It's like, or sitar. Is it almost like a?
Yeah.
Is it a sitar?
I don't think it's a sitar.
Maybe
no,
it's giving that a little.
It sounds like a. You're right, like a harpsichord. Because I know there's obviously it's doubling with the piano.
Yeah, but it has such a twang to it that is not.
Yeah, it does.
And I can't tell if it's analog or not, but
it's both like very loving and very like hug protective, but it also has this kind of like I'm gonna squeeze you too hard though.
Yeah, it's unsettling. It should be for the context of the game when you're in like that horror realm of white decaying.
It's so beautiful.
It is beautiful. The whole
it's so stark. Like that's the thing. I don't even remember the context, but I remember how bright and white that is.
Yeah,
I remember being like, okay.
Yeah, I think that's like where the invasion is starting with Adam and Eve, and you go into the like weird realm.
Yes, and this is before the possessed by disease, the tower.
Yes.
Okay, so what was yours? And tell me your anecdote.
So this year in January, so I'm going through something not great with my health right now. So pretty unwell, and which is why I'm tired all the time, looking and feeling and losing all my hair. But so I had to go for like a 45-minute MRI, and the lady was like, you can listen to whatever you want because we have a music thing now that lets people in the MRI like pick what they want to listen to. And I was in the MRI room and it's like stark white. And I was like, do you literally mean anything? Because like they had like videos you could pick from, like aquarium or like turtles of the sea. And when she said any music, I was like, doubt. But the room looked like the orbital station from NieR. So I was like, can I listen to Significance from the NieR Automata soundtrack? And she's like, let me just check. And they're like, yep, we have it. And so in my 45-minute MRI, where it was like, hold your breath, and out, like I'm just getting scanned to the nines, she put the MRI lady put on Significance.
Yorha.
Glory to all mankind.
The opening. Yes.
Yeah, this one. Yeah. So.
Wow, for 40 minutes.
Went a little crazy, obviously, but like it was just, yeah. And I felt like I was an android because the machines were just, it was like the huge white MRI machine, and it was just like, and I just had the like psychological experience of only listening to this song the whole time, and I was like, I can do this, I can make it through this. If I have my NieR soundtrack, I can do anything. So yeah, It was a weird mix that she had of it that was it was clearly a YouTube upload of some kind.
I sometimes feel like I was robbed of the peace of music because music was such a nightmare.
Like it's a trauma. Like it's like, oh, when you felt like a dissonant minor chord shift, you're like, this is actually traumatizing because if you get it wrong, or
well, more so like no. Although I get yelled at plenty of times. There was one time where, well, this is too long of a story, but well, actually no, I'll tell it. There was a time where I was doing Rigoletto. Do you know what Rigoletto is? La donna mobile.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, so we were doing that opera. And the Duke of Mantua comes out, and he's a philanderist, kind of a womanizer, chauvinist, whatever. And he comes out, and he's like, his aria is basically like, any woman will do. Questo quella per me parisono a quanto. They're all the same, just typical. I had to like walk in and like slide. I'm singing like high notes. Slide down. I had to at one point scoop a soprano onto my shoulders while singing, and then like slide down and turn around and be like, like very like philanderous.
Of course, you're a modern day Don Juan.
But exactly, except I most certainly was not in the appropriate fit to be able to pull that off. And so this place I used to go to, they dehumanize the conductor would be like, tenor, you're late. And I was like in front of 80 people, and I was like, I'm so sorry, I can't hear you because I'm like trying to sing and pick her up and like set her down and turn around. I don't care. Come on, tenor, let's start over. So we do it again, and I'm late because the moves didn't change, And then he goes, you know what? we'll cut it. We won't even do it. And then he's moved on. And I remember being like, what the fuck do you mean move on? Like, this is a dress rehearsal. Like, we need to, what do you mean? And I didn't do it with the orchestra until opening night, 2 days later. One example of just like, so like, you know, because they talk about how like music is like peaceful, relaxing. And the whole time, while I was like traveling or gigging or doing all this other stuff, I was bringing my PlayStation with me. I lived in DC, and I brought, to my last gig in France, I had brought the Division 2, and I was playing like, you know, the DC setting in France, alone in the middle of like Limoges, France, which is like the porcelain capital of France. Like, no one speaks English, and I'm just like, I should learn French, and I'm not eating, and I've lost 20 pounds by not doing anything. You know, like,
surely I'm happy, right? This is success. This is what's...
I'm living the dream.
Yeah, right, right.
But like, I didn't get to like enjoy music, but it was video games actually that kept me tethered to like that very thin veil of sanity.
Yeah,
really interesting.
The power of music, and we know it's a healing thing. We know, you know, in utero, you should play music to your children. It's a healing thing. It's a skill. It's a way of thinking. Music has, other than traumatizing the people that make it, it's great. We love to consume music, but yeah.
Do you find that you're able to play games?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Am I able to play Warframe the same anymore? I still play it and enjoy it, but it has started to become a very, like, I need to play Warframe off hours when I'm decompressing. But if I play it during work hours, it's no longer for fun during work hours. Like, I have to play it to make it, like, to get a better result from playing it. Right, so it's like I'm able to do that. Like, off hours Warframe is a different part of my brain than on hours Warframe. But
you like a variety of games. I mean, you play kind of
I play everything at this point. Yeah. Like I have like Fortnite here, Deadlock there. I'm playing Slay the Spire 2 until I could.
Of course.
That's all I'll say about that. Slay the Spire 2, and I have
a drug.
That's a drug. But
do you find you're still playing like solo? I mean, obviously, I know you're a diehard 14 fan, but do you find time to like play single player story experiences too? Or
what was the last? Oh, Blueprints. I don't think that's a story. I consider Blueprints.
Yeah.
I consider it a story experience, but it's a puzzle story.
Yeah.
That one I love. Baldur's Gate 3, of course, like Resident Evil 9, Requiem, like there's...
Oh, you just played that?
Yeah, there's no shortage.
So good. I played it 3 times.
Already?
Never. Oh, yeah. I beat it in 9 hours, went back, beat it in 4 hours, 16, and then now I added some mods. So let me tell you that an automatic Requiem is hilarious.
Yeah, it's kind of perhaps a way to play.
That's why I have a PC. Why else?
Got it heard.
Monster Hunter.
Oh, Monster Hunter music. You know what? There is whimsy there. That is a whimsical.
Yes.
That is whimsy.
Yes.
That is whimsical.
It is whimsical.
Depending.
Yeah.
But like,
there's
Palico
Monster
cooking music, like that's
Oh yeah.
Some of the hunt music, whimsical.
Yeah.
You know what?
Monster Hunter Stories 3 is full of whimsy.
Whimsy's back. We thought whimsy was gone and never left. Whimsy's
That's true. Although this song is absolutely the opposite of whimsy. Shara Ishvalda, Buddhist, oh boy, someone's gonna get mad. When you first encounter this Elder Dragon, it is covered in stone. And as you are fighting it, it morphs. And it's this like it like stares at the player as you're moving the camera. And it has like I haven't fought it. It's on my to-do list. No webbing. It's like based off of, there's like a bit of a sort of Eastern sound. I don't know the instruments necessarily, but there's a kind of menace to it, and it's horrifying. But it's also like, it has this like real beautiful, almost meditative Buddhist sort of vibe to it. It's fantastic. I can't wait to play it for you.
I'm ready. I don't think I've ever heard it, so I will lock in.
This is just the second phase once the stone sort of, and you can see a picture of it.
Okay, so the player progression at this point is like you've woken the beast, the stone covered sleeping. You've woken the sleeping giant.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other theme that I also love, and it's my favorite, it's actually my favorite monster, is Malzeno. Do you know about Malzeno?
I don't think so.
So in Monster Hunter Sunbreak, there are Garangolm, Lunagarin, and Malzeno, I think there's one more, are based off of Hollywood horror characters. So Malzeno is actually based off of Dracula.
I know that man.
Right.
Oh, okay. So is it like the Mummy, the werewolf, Dracula? Like, are we talking like ancient?
I don't know. Frankenstein is Garangolm, and Luna Garen is a werewolf.
Oh, okay. So it's like the classic Hollywood monsters.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Like the era Bela Lugosi and all that stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
And Malzeno is my favorite monster, and he has this like whole like attack where he shoots out these curio, and they attach themselves to you, and they suck your blood, and it returns back to him. And the final fight in Sunbreak is a primordial Malzeno, and Malzeno is really cool. I know I'm talking about Shara Ishvalda, but I might as well talk to you about Malzeno. Malzeno is actually in primordial Malzeno is basically he looks like a knight, like he's got like steely, he doesn't attack with
he uses pipe organs if it's Dracula. Like, are we getting gothic?
Yes. It's so he has like a block attack with like a shield, and then he gets attacked by the curio, and he becomes red, and his wingspan turn, and it's like Rebb. It is the coolest shit, and it is so hard.
What are we gonna do? There's no time to do all this fun stuff. What am I gonna do? You can't tell me about a Dracula monster that I'm inevitably gonna fall in love with.
I know. Well, maybe if there's time, I'll play you his battle theme. But let's check out Shara Ishvalda because it's just badass. But that one's very elegant and very like very like choir. But this is crazy. This is so much fun.
I'm so excited. I wanted to try and clock these instruments.
Yeah, me too. Because I always forget.
Oh my god, the art.
It's definitely a pipa. Maybe gamelan? The clash.
It's like big band.
Yeah, kinda, yeah. Throat singing. The Hunter's theme. Yeah.
Outrageous.
Yeah, I know. Kick drum, kicking it.
Piano, just hitting that.
Just there. And then right back into the first idea.
Outrageous.
Yeah.
Outrageous.
Isn't that insane?
That's... I mean, like, okay, so you've already done phase 1 of the boss fight by then, and then you're just like...
You're like, oh, thank God. And then all of a sudden the rock parts just fall off, and you're just like, According to players that have played it, that have told me it, the Shara Ishvalda's eyes are horrifying, and they track you, the player.
So the look IK of the eye is like, oh.
Yeah. Isn't that wild? All right, what'd you bring?
I'm trying to decide which, because I have like 6.5. And there is a good chance this will be my last offering. I don't know if I'm going to do a Shadow of the Colossus song or if I'm going to go... Because, like, I wanted to kind of go all over the place, but I need to be on brand. Like, I need to just live my life, which is... Yeah. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry, comments. But I just need to be true to myself. This is the song that changed my life in the past 6 years. And, of course, it can only be...
Oh...
Don't laugh.
What's it called? Mortal...
This song is called... Hold on, one sec. I have a prop for this even, I think.
I don't want to spoil it too much for people that haven't done it.
Oh, shoot. Okay. All you need to know about this song is that the melody and the leitmotif of this song is perpetual in Final Fantasy Shadowbringers.
The best.
This is a playable moment, and I just think it's so beautiful. So.
And the city is burning.
No comment.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right. I
No
shouldn't.
comment. This song is called Mortal Instance, and of course, it's by our boy Soken. So
That's right. What were you about to show? The Saints and the Sinners volume?
I actually have this song in a music box. But
Oh, really?
You said spoilers, so I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't.
Oh, no, that's okay. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to understand what...
Yeah, but I didn't want to show the cover art or anything. So
That's... Oh.
I can do it.
I haven't heard this in a while.
I know, man. It hits. It still hits.
It's so good.
It's just so desperate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I could just listen to it forever.
So beautiful.
Like, it needs to play, it needs to loop. So you know when the loop kicks in. So the loop, like, you know it needs to loop because it's dungeon music, so it has to be playable, like, at a flexible amount of hours. It's not a scripted song. But it's just, like, it's a song that is so desperate to be good. Like, not in, like ethically good, morally good, because of the context of the character, the context of the story at this point. Like, the song is so desperate to be, like, a good hero song, but you just know in that desperation it's lost everything. Everything is in competition with itself, and without ever changing tempo, it just picks you, it kicks you in the guts with emotion in a 2-minute runtime, and you're like, that's it for me. It's desperate. It's a pleading. It's like, it's everything.
Shadowbringers, honestly, so like I had a very tumultuous relationship with 14, whereas like I started it took me like 5 years to get Shadowbringers. Like I started twice. I did pre-patch ARR twice.
Oh my
like
god.
Pre
1.0, but like
it was when it was like much longer than 40 hours.
Wait, you did pre-patch?
When I say pre-patch, I mean, you know how they went back and they cut it down to like 40 hours?
Oh, yes. Sorry, I thought you meant
I'm talking
pre-Realm Reborn.
You remember like the random like Go Blue quest?
I did all that. I did all that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, remember you had to make wine?
Yep.
All that stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure you don't have to do that anymore.
Oh, I don't know. I did it, and that's all I know, so.
Twice. First time as a Dragoon. And then I didn't know that you could change jobs because no one told me, and I didn't bother to even think about it. So I was like, well, I guess I'll restart. And I restarted as a white mage so I could get in. I'm a horrible white mage. I'm a much better warrior. But, which is actually what Mark equals warrior. Fun fact. So Marco, although that's not my name. My name's Marco, but I know. I don't know what Marco means. Maybe it's like slightly
warrior with a little bit of jazzy warrior.
It's like,
yeah, just a little bit of jazz.
But anyway, so when I got to Shadowbringers, you know, and there's that moment in the very beginning of Shadowbringers where the game just kind of flips on its head, right? And I was like, I cannot believe that they've done this. And I'll tell you a fun story about Warframe. Shout out to my mod, Suki, because I remember I was like, when I first streamed Warframe, I was like, should I do this? Like, I know I blah, 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 Second Dream. Is it really as good as everybody says? I was a little bit of like, I wasn't like a douche about it, but I was a little suspect. He said, getting to the second dream, and the second dream is as good as Shadowbringers. And I said, that's all I need to know. And that, my friend, is how I got into Warframe.
It is a full circle moment. Like, it's a weird spot to be in where, like, your game is defined by what it made your players feel and experience. And a lot of that experience for Second Dream in particular is the music. And that music was not, it wasn't just the quest and the cinematic. It was all of these pieces together, as our boy Wagner or whatever would say, because it hit you. And I love being able to feel what Warframe players feel about Warframe, because of course I feel it too, and I know it, but I see it all years before it happens. So I'm never surprised, right? Like, I'm in too deep. So when I get to feel what a Warframe player like your mod, Suki, would have told you, to me, that's like the greatest gift of shared experience. And I'm so glad that, like, this is definitely my second dream moment from another game. So if Shadowbring, so I love it. I love
Totally understand you. Have you ever heard, or have I ever told you the story about This Is What You Are? I don't know if you've ever heard this.
I know, I've seen your video of it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, like, I know your journey with it in terms of, like, how it informed and your reaction to it. Like, I know I was there when it all went down and everyone was losing their minds. So
yeah.
Well,
it really, like, I'll never forget, like, pushing This Is What You Are and doing those burpees back before I had a back injury, and like trying to cure my dad through my, like, pain and suffering through This Is What You Are. It's why it's such a deeply moving piece for me. And I don't know if you saw, I even shared it with Jacksepticeye, because it was like it's such a like in the top 10 video game songs of all time.
Yeah, I think everyone at the team that has been there, even if they're new on the team or old, the potency of that particular track is, it's like a nuclear bomb. The potency of every moment of that track is just sheer, it's
a gut punch for sure.
It is, and I'm glad that people, like, I'm not glad that you feel like you got a gut punch, but I'm glad that you, you absorb its entropy, like its potency, so it can heal you.
That's right, at least in some degree. Okay. So, Prelude to Reclamation, Babylon's Fall.
Wasn't that like a Platinum Games thing?
Platinum Games looter shooter that lasted a year, pretty sure.
But Platinum Games has banger music, so I already like where this is going.
I had a buddy who showed me this, and he goes, Marco, this is the most operatic. I like EDM too, by the way. I did bring, like, well, did I? No, but I can find one. I love EDM. I pretty much like everything. But this is the definition of an opera aria, like, period. Like, this is like modern operatic writing, and really it's a cautionary tale, a sad tale really, of losing. Like, you need players, and a game is a product, but at the same time there is so much art within that product that sometimes it gets lost in the sauce, and that's really too bad. Like, that's so legit.
It's a crime that is not a thing you can share that experience with people due to.
It's so good. Let me just fast forward to the end. Oh, I just want to fast forward to the end so you hear the end.
So, like, in my upbringing, like, Pavarotti was bigger than Jesus in my home. Like my,
oh, really?
my Italian family. Like, so opera has always been, like, traditional opera has been a backdrop of my life since truly as long as I can remember. And that's, like, why I wanted opera in Warframe. When we did Duviri, I was like, it has to be opera. We need opera. We need opera singer. We're making a character that's an opera singer, and she's going to be in the world singing her opera. Like, non-negotiable for me to have opera. And just knowing that... Yeah, I mean, that was incredible. That song, that moment, every moment of that song was better than I anticipated. Like, it exceeded my expectations in every single way.
Yeah, I know. It's just, it is, that entire soundtrack is like a modern opera that you could like see on stage and like see in a symphony hall or something. Is crazy.
Incredible. I love it. And I'll always find the beauty in opera music, and you know, like, obviously Luciano Pavarotti he's one of the real.
He's the GOAT.
Yep, he is. Like, I think his, like, right now on YouTube you can get like videos of his Nessun Dorma moments. Of course, everyone loves a good Nessun Dorma, but like, we had it on VHS, like Pavarotti the hits VHS, rewound it. Like, it was like the collection.
Pavarotti and Friends.
Yes, Pavarotti and Friends. That was like the big night thing he did. Yep. Oh
With
yeah.
you two and yeah.
Oh yeah, we had all that, and yeah. So I love it, and I always will. And knowing that there's a world where, like, as particles hit each other, opera and video games sometimes happens, like, in the particle collider of
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pick favorites because I love all music equally, but but ending with that.
I actually didn't know that about you, so that's funny. That even makes more sense. That's so cool. I'm glad you like that. I'll definitely send you the track so you can listen to it. Well, you know, Rebb, I mean, so here we are. We finished our journey. It was a fun one. It was a fun journey.
Whimsy, flamenco, tears, MRIs, and we fought elder dragons.
That's right. And opera was there.
Damn. And we both had a NieR, of course, because...
We both had a NieR, of course, because we have good taste. Do you feel like... I mean, this probably didn't change anything for you, but you're obviously a very sensitive person and very, like, sentimental and understand yourself. But do you feel like you something kind of emerged for you in this chat?
I think it just allows me to appreciate the importance of music in all of the craftsmanship of everything we do with my life, my work. You know, music informs every second of my day, and whether it's, you know, what's my workout mix or what's my writing mix. And now just hearing, there's so much unknown to me. Like, the fact that Ace Combat had that experience for you, whether it be the actual, like, physiological stress where you cry, like you had an adrenaline spike, or just the fact that they took that moment and the sincerity, it's dripping in sincerity. And I love that. I love when people are sincere about their craft. And I think you'll see a lot of that from us this year with a lot of our music choices. And there's one epoch of music I'm very excited for you to join us on your listening journey. So for me, I think that you are a conduit to, like, it's like hygiene. This is a creative hygiene process where if you can just share love of music as it pertains to games and creators in this space, it's, to me, I feel like I just had like a soul shower, and you were the bar soap, Marco.
Well, don't forget to play Warframe. No, the whole thing is like one giant sponsor for Warframe.
Sponsored by...
Wait, that's a missed opportunity right there.
Hey, listen, I can always throw in a used Harrow chassis blueprint pack, so consider that.
No, but thank you so much, and thank you for, you know, I the minute that you said you were down, I was like, let's do it. I don't care what time it is. We film this in the evening after your busy day and my different kind of busy day. But so thank you so much. And and thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. And for real, Warframe's fun, although it's not sponsored at all. but I do really like Warframe. I don't play it all the time, but I'm there. You know what I mean? Like I'm in.
We got a full year of fun ahead of us. Join us.
Exactly. I'll be there day one for each of those. So thank you everybody, and we'll see you later. Bye.